At the extreme, it is, in Rob's view, the carelessness of settler hunting parties that needs full recognition. Rob.
Groups of 7 or 8 blokes would ride out and shoot up a blacks camp, or as they called it, and come back for the roast hogget.
Rob drew attention to the attitudinal problems driving white violence towards Aborigines.
James C. Hawker,
yes,
in one of his writings, he had a brilliant account of his life in South Australia.
yes.
And he said that they were looked on the same as Aborigines were looked on the same as wild dogs, and that they would be pushed off the land. They would then be pushed into the land of another Aboriginal group.
Yes.
And then there would be fights.
Rob blames backward political thinking for holding up progress on this subject.
Ridiculing what he called the black armband view of history.
Yes.
What that was meant to dog whistle to people was that, people were wearing the black armband, to make themselves look good, and it's all exaggerated and it's all not true. And to ridicule it and downplay it back out of our intellectual systems.
According to Rob, there has been a general reluctance in academia to examine the truth of this violence. An exception to this, however, is a recent publication which, with some prompting from outside Australia, did call for a full examination of this white settler violence. Rob explains.
This is the Sendiuk Foster.
Yep,
history.
the Sendiuk and Foster's history.
Yes.
And the blokes from Adelaide University. But the book was, this is a point, the book was commissioned by the University of Cambridge.
Yes.
Not by anyone here. And it was commissioned on the say-so that they would go into the issue of frontier violence, which has been completely scalpelled out of every other history.
Is Australia still in denial on this issue? Rob feels that while there is some partial recognition of extreme violence against Aborigines, there remains a failure to acknowledge the everyday ordinariness of this that he has indicated in his novel.
I think large degree, yes. There's been acknowledgement of large-scale massacres. There are some, big massacres of, 60, 70 First Nations people, which have been given publicity and have been acknowledged. But this sort of creeping, steady, low-level, every second Sunday morning shooting party, discrete stuff has not come out or been acknowledged. And so I think that's an important thing to do.
Rob hopes that The Voice, if that succeeds, will provide a platform for the kind of truth-telling indicated in this interview.
It would be very interesting if members of any Voice panel or committee or whatever it will be called could comment with a more direct access to people on the issues that we've been talking about this morning, the issues of very early history, and to use that forum, i.e. the official Voice, to bring some of that oral history to the fore, because that's all that has to happen. Obviously, a Voice won't have any legislative function, but it can have a commentating function of some power.